I'm doing all right. I mean, this is the thing, is it? This is the thing I always say. It's always, life is not like do pretty. It's just all of this mix of just like yeah, ooh, isn't it? It's just going to be a bit of everything, and I knew this. Hey folks, it's Finn. Welcome back, lovely people. Thank you so much for choosing to spend time with me today. It's lovely to see you. It's lovely to be seen. And if you are watching me for the very first time, welcome. And thank you very much for choosing one of my videos. It might be a bit random today. It's not really a topic today. Today is really a bit of a catch-up, health-wise, how things are going after moving in and settling in, just life. What you can hear in the background is Pip's little tippy-tappy paws. I've given him a puzzle blanket because he's full of it this morning, so he's just tippy-tapping in the background and munching. So you've got like Puppy Pip ASMR in the background. Right, yes, so update from me. As you can see, I still look a bit haggard. Really, this is my new look that's been going on for about a year now. I just look haggard. One day I might be pretty again. It's just really tough. I'm gonna just level it where it is. You know, you got to meet me where it's at right now. I am just a bit of a wreck, which is why there just isn't much content at the moment. There isn't even much stuff on social media. There's a puppy. Tail in the air. It's not a puppy, he's almost 2. He's 2 next month, can you believe it? Moving is just, I mean, how long have we been here now? It must be a month. Should we start with the really good news? Let's start with some good news. Pip is doing amazing. In my last update, I said about how he'd really regressed. That we moved in to his ground floor flat, and I was like, right, the worst thing is going to be, I've got ME/CFS if you're new, I've got ME, POTS, chronic illness, so the worst thing is going to be like the fatigue from the move. No, the worst thing was managing Pip, because he just would not settle in the lounge. Every time I went out the door, he was barking, crying, he was just attached to me like Velcro. But we've sussed it. It took a week and a half, 2 weeks of just intense training again, like retraining, and he's got it. He's fine. He's absolutely fine. I was exhausted because I didn't have the spoons in me to like do that, but there was no option. If I left it as it was, it would have just gone on and got worse, so I had to just do it. There was no choice, but of course it's made me worse and like lengthened the fatigue, but there we are. But he's got it. He's fine now, can leave him. He's back to where we were before we moved in. He's fine. I've also found him a really lovely dog walker. I did some research around here and I found Riviera Dog Walking, and she's really nice. She does walking, she does daycare, and she does boarding, all in her own home. And I really like that because obviously I want somebody that's got like a very homely environment. I don't want Pip, you know, in some massive kind of environment. And our last dog walker was amazing, and like I have a really high standard because of that. And she suggested walking Pip with other dogs because he's really good with other dogs and he needs that bit of a confidence boost. And she only walks with a couple of other dogs, so we went for it. Pip can be really funny with new people. He's such a loving dog, but he's really brave in some ways, but a big wuss in others. And new people is one of them. So when she came round, I was like, oh, here we go. But he was fine. He did a couple of barks and then he just sat on her lap. So that was a good sign. And he's been fine. Really good. So he's been out a few times with her. So that's great. He's back in his routine of 2 walks a week with her. He's actually going to do 1 walk a week and 1 daycare with her. She has like a couple of other dogs in her house. And it'll be at her home. So when I'm at a group, he'll go for daycare. And then when I'm at a group another day, he'll go for a walk. So that's him sorted. So that's really good. That's been a really positive. Him back in his routine means that I can now get back in my routine, which is good. So yes, that's the positive. The negative is just I'm really all over the shop because of this. And I'm trying to be patient and not be frustrated with myself. And like, on the whole, I'm much better at being more patient with myself around my chronic illness. But sometimes it's just really hard because, as you know, this year I've done so much work on myself in like letting go of all like the paid work I was doing, like the deadline work, and just doing the very bare minimum of stuff in order to really focus on me and rebuilding some kind of life among the ruins of what Emmy has done. And I built that. You know, some groups I was managing to get out a few times a month to a group, and that was really good. That was the whole reason why we moved, because I really couldn't do much of that where we were. That and the stairs, of course. And now we've moved, and I've got to first settle Pip, and now learn to navigate a new area, new buses. It's just a lot. It's a lot. And I knew this, of course. But it's just feeling very overwhelming to start it all over again. I know it's not all over again. And it's, you know, it's just restarting it in a new area. But it's just feeling a lot at the moment, and I'm just exhausted. And my Emmy and Potts at the moment is at that stage where I stand up and I go into exertion. you know, I've got the visible band. So I can't even tell if I'm improved by moving at the moment, because it's at that stage where literally I stand and I get an alert that my heart rate's at 130. So yeah, it's like managing this frustration at the moment's hard. And I've just got a lot going on, and I'm finding that really difficult because I love you all very, very much, and I appreciate your support so much. But there's stuff going on at the moment that I'm not quite at the place where I'm ready to share. And I'm finding that difficult because then it means I'm having to kind of edit what I'm saying, and that's not something I tend to do when it comes to like my own stuff. I'm very open about what's going on with me, but there's some stuff that I'm not quite ready to like be out there with. So it's meaning I'm having to hold some stuff back, which is also making it very hard to share because when I'm holding some stuff back, I can't be fully authentic, and that's feeling weird. It's stuff I'm going to talk about soon, but at the moment I'm just not quite ready. I mean, you know that I had that EMDR therapy for trauma a while back, and it's around that basically. That brought up some very surprising stuff that I've been dealing with this entire year. I mean, it's stuff that's going to be positive in the long run, but at the moment it's just a lot to deal with, and yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. I have actually made a video about the EMDR therapy because what a therapy that was. And I know a lot of people have asked me how that was. So I have made a video about it. I made a video about it when we were in the old house, and I've just not got round to uploading it. So I will upload that actually, because that actually will lead on to me talking about what I'm currently not talking about. This is cryptic, isn't it? Yeah, so I will do that, and you'll get that. And then that will lead on to what I'm not currently telling you about. Yeah, and I also want to say a big apology, although you know you don't ever ask for apology, but I haven't done anything for Trans Awareness Week or Trans Day of Remembrance, which is very unlike me. But I just haven't had the energy and the emotional resilience to do anything about it. I am just me, and I think a lot of, not you, my diehard followers, Finn fam folk, friends of Finn members, I know you get this. But I think sometimes people can forget I'm not an organisation, I'm just me. And I don't have a team of people in my social media like putting out stuff for me, it's just me. And so when I'm very emotionally overwhelmed or, very exhausted, I can't do stuff. I mean, I stand for trans awareness, disability awareness, chronic illness awareness, mental health awareness, alcohol awareness, recovery awareness every single day of my life. Whether I'm tweeting, Instagramming, Facebooking it or not. And I hope everyone who knows me knows that. But there are times where I just cannot emotionally do it. I'm very, very affected at the moment about trans stuff with he who should really not be named because he's a idiot, Trump. This whole business that's going on in America, I mean, I know I'm privileged in the UK to be somewhat distanced from it, but I feel so absolutely sickened by what's going on that I just felt completely paralysed in Trans Awareness Week to even post anything, because it just felt like there was nothing I could put out that could actually make any kind of impact, because awareness is just not even enough right now. What is awareness going to do? We need so much more than awareness. Awareness of trans people. We're aware enough of trans people right now. We need far more than awareness. You know, the world, I mean, when you can put somebody in power like Donald Trump, who's been convicted of crimes and has been elected on the back of actively using transphobic content, that's a real problem, isn't it? When you see people get sacked from their jobs for putting up a tweet on Twitter from 10 years ago and they get sacked, and yet somebody like Trump can do what he's done and get in power to run a whole country, that's a real problem, isn't it? And yet it's happened. And like, I see my trans siblings on forums, and it's full of it at the moment, of trans people messaging each other going, where is safe, where can I go to? And I see charts being shared about safe places and where to get medicines, and you know, it's just like, it hits me like a truck. And it's just like, we're living in this dystopian world, and like there's so many people that aren't trans and don't move in trans circles that just have no idea, and they just see Trans Awareness Week and like have no idea really what this means. And I had no idea how to put this into words and put it up this week. So if you are an ally or just stumbling upon this video and have just heard that, that's what I would have liked to have posted for Trans Awareness Week this week. That was Pip that just bumped the camera. Do you want to come and say hello? Hi. So yeah. So that's why I was quiet. I just didn't know what to say. But that was what I wanted to say about Trans Awareness Week. That we need far more than awareness now. We need some real concrete action from people in power to stop dangerous people in power from getting in power, really. Well, that took a turn, didn't it? I love the sound of his paws. Don't stand there, darling. You'll knock them out. Come up here. Why don't you come on the sofa? On the sofa. So that's my update this week. That's been a very mixed bag of updates this week, hasn't it? But yeah, I'm doing all right. I mean, this is the thing, is it? This is the thing I always say. It's always, life is not like do pretty. It's just all of this mix of just like, yeah, ooh, isn't it? It's just going to be a bit of everything. And I knew this. I knew that realistically it was going to be a few months of just like, wow, it's going to be difficult. Yes, life isn't always like just like everything's perfect or everything's rubbish. It's just a very much mixed bag at the moment. But, you know, I'm loving this flat. It was the right move. Every time, you know, the three of us, me, Chris and Pip, are going down on our beach walks, and this one loves the beach. It's just like heaven. It absolutely is. And now that he's settled with his own routine, you know, once I now start to recover and I start to be able to go down the beach on my own with him, go to my groups, it's going to be amazing. I always knew that it was going to be this short-term pain for long-term gain, and that's what I'm trying to remember, you know. Keep the frustration at bay, it will be all right, you know. That's what it's all about with chronic illness, managing the frustration, deep breaths, patience, it'll be all right. So yeah. Thanks for your patience, everyone, folks. Oh, before I sign off, I just want to give a massive shout out to Milo. If you're watching, Milo, I've tried to send you a message on Facebook and I can't message you there for some reason. I don't know why, but I wanted to say a huge thank you for your Amazon gift. It arrived yesterday. Oh my goodness, what a lovely gift. I've got loads and loads of Beanie's Coffee. Beanie's Coffee. I love Beanie's Coffee. Beanie's Coffee, if you're watching, I would absolutely, definitely say yes to a sponsorship. So yeah, Milo, you sent me absolutely loads of Beanie's Coffee. Sorry, Pip's playing with the curtain, which is now put inside of my eye. Beanie's Coffee. Pip's got a lovely bed for the caravan. What else did I send? Oh, he sent me this lovely... We've got like a little corner where we're going to put some like tree lights in. He sent me that. And a little light, a stand for my phone, which is really sweet. So that was a really lovely surprise because I'd forgotten I'd updated my Amazon wish list. So Milo, thank you. That was such a really lovely gift to receive. So I'm sorry I can't message you. I was going to send you a little voice message, but I don't know why I can't send you a message. But thank you so much for that very thoughtful gift. And to all my friends of Finn members, thank you very much for your patience because I know that, again, I'm not sending any content at the moment and I feel bad for that, but I am trying desperately to get back on an even keel. Right, signing off before this hits 20 minutes. Love you all. Have a lovely rest of week and weekend, and I'll see you next week, hopefully. Yes, love you. Bye. Bye.